Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of ATS. Right, unfortunately at the moment, this episode is going to be a little bit different due to the fact that Hawks hasn't updated the Dalton Highway map. So basically the plan is, for a bit, we're going to be doing like a lower 48 BT virtual trucking diaries thing in the lower 48 until Hawks has finally updated the map again, so we can continue on doing the Dalton Highway stuff. There are a few bits that I do need to sort out on this truck, but I think first things first, we will find a job to go and do. I think for a change we will have a look and see what we've got. Got a few contract jobs actually that we can do. You know what, I think we'll do a contracted job. I can't remember if this involves using pre-made trucks or not, but we'll find out. Oh, no. Right. As you can tell, this truck is actually a little bit different to what I use on the Dalton. For starters, the dashboard is the old style dash, but we can actually have a look at the vanilla map, because from what I've been reading up, I'm missing textures on the trailer over there. I'll have to find out what trailer that is and dispose of it, I think. I think another thing that I need to do is I need to fill up this truck. I've not actually tried doing these. They've changed a lot of deaths within this. I can tell just by looking at some of the trailers. From what I've been reading up, they've actually done started releasing the map RESCALE, and that in itself is pretty interesting, because they're taking it from 132 scale to 120 scale, I think it is, which is going to make one hell of a difference to drive time in game, which I actually look forward to. This is the first time I've actually driven the vanilla map for a long while, and I wish that this truck in front of us would just go. That's better. Maybe not. Well, we got a little bit of movement there, but not a great deal. They've made it so that there's a lot more traffic as well. which is a lot different to what I'm used to. Obviously, up on the Dalton Highway map, you don't exactly get a great deal of traffic upon that map. But to be fair, the city does seem a little bigger, to be quite honest. You do sort of get this like little atmosphere of it being made to be bigger. It also looks like they've chucked in some new vehicles, because that 4x4 wasn't a regular vehicle. Not at all. No, they've definitely made some changes. But you can definitely tell the difference within the scale of the... I don't know what happened there, everything just seemed to go blank for a moment. But it's like, if you take the map size from what it was to what it is now, you can think about it in one aspect. If 132 scale used to take you 10-20 minutes to do a half decent run, in theory the 120 scale should make it so that your runs are like 10, maybe 15 minutes longer. It's adding miles, and to be quite fair, I think 120 scale is probably going to be about as close as we are going to get to a 1-to-1 scale USA in a game. It's changed that much. We're currently in Reno now. I start in Reno, and that building site that's on our left hand side was not there in the original map, which obviously you can tell. I'll show you on the map. If you look, Reno is a lot bigger. The junction's completely changed. The whole of Reno has just changed. I'm pretty sure that it's all changed from where it was, because you had a blank road somewhere around here, and you just used to go up the side, and at the end there was a bit. That's where this was. Just that was over here, which means that they've completely redone the map. Well, we want to be turning here. Looks like we're actually going on to this new building site. Now, at the moment, I've also started playing. Didn't mean to do that. Another new game. A lot of you will probably have heard of it, especially those of you that watch a lot of squirrel, and that is Transport Fever. Now, I don't know if a lot of you will be interested in streaming that, but I'm going to give it a go. I have made a start on it, so I will pre-warn you there just to get the ball rolling, because getting yourself initially started on that game is harder than it seems. It took me 3 or 4 attempts to get right. Right. But no, as I say, it took me a couple of attempts to get starting building my own company from scratch on that game. A few attempts. Everything definitely seems to be... Oh, wrong way. Oh, you bugger. That was a tractor unit. Definitely was not the trailer. Yeah, as I say, it took me about 3 or 4 attempts in order to I hope you lot all saw that AI car just tried to pull out on me. I think they've updated the AI as well. That was going to happen. Oh well. It happens. Trying to, as I was saying, trying to start up building a company on Transport Fever is not an easy task at all. Now I think a couple of the older trailer mods which I've got are going to have to come out of the game. That's why the textures are missing. I ain't got no problem really with taking some of the older trailer mods out. They're not exactly the greatest mods anymore. So long as a lot of my weirder trailers work, I'm not overly fussed about it. Especially my longer trailers. People will know through watching my ATS videos. I like using my weirder sort of more unusual loads. They're a bit more interesting to pull. The only reason I'm doing this is because I haven't actually done any of these specific contracted jobs that SCS put, which synchronised and linked to your World of Trucks account. It's definitely worth looking into. Apparently they pay more. I know that obviously you look at my cash, you can tell that I've had to do bits and pieces in order to do my game. I know obviously I've used cheat, but at the end of the day, so many people have done playthroughs, and I'm not so much wanting to do these playthroughs as much. I want people to watch my videos for hauling loads and trying out mods. Because to me it seems like the more interesting thing to do. So this is what we're doing. I try my hardest. Also, another thing which I'd noticed, got pointed out by a subscriber, is the fact that my last ATS video was lagging quite chronically. So I had a look, and all I can really do is apologise. It is really all I can do is apologise about that, everybody. I don't think that the SCS team have quite sorted out the stop points for vehicles on the junction in this new map, because as I say, the map's completely changed, the junctions have all changed. Well, some have, some haven't. This is one of the older junctions, but judging by the look of one or two of the junctions, they're probably a little bit easier to navigate, which in a lot of respects, in a lot of senses, is a good thing, because if you're like me and you like pulling a heavier load, some of the loop round junctions don't seem to take the longer loads so well, so maybe I can get the 53-foot container on at some point and have a look at it. It also looks like they've put new signage in as well, marking up highways with actual interstate signs and sign writing, which is actually pretty cool to do. Leaving Rena. Both signs weren't there beforehand. I better get out of the shoulder. I've definitely changed this scenery as well. They really have changed this scenery. It does look so much better. I will keep on apologising about the fact that I've got those trailers there. I think the one thing that this mod's actually missing, well, not this mod, but this dashboard should really have a cruise control light, so that you know that your cruise control is activated. That's another thing actually that was never in the map before. If you notice, as we went round that corner, there was camber on that bend, which means you can probably take that corner a lot quicker than what you used to be able to. but to me, SCS is doing a really good job with this map, to be fair. You've got a turnaround, that's not bad. Too bad your turnaround's only one way, so if you miss a junction, basically you can turn back. There should be another one on the other side of this junction, which means that you can turn back for the junction, which is a very good idea, and I do actually wish that the UK would implore it, which would be pretty cool, to be honest. Alright, let's F5 this, we'll see just how much different this map is. It does seem a lot different. It seems a lot more realistic with the textures, and the road layout does look really good. There's a lot less lag with this map as well. It just seems to be a lot better thought out. Another thing though that I don't know if many of you have noticed is that detail wise there's one thing that really sets this apart from ETS, and if you haven't noticed it yet, the one thing that the vanilla map for ETS never had, and I don't actually think it still does, don't quote me because I only ever used the Pro Mods map now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you look as you're going down the road, in some places you see telegraph poles, and they never ever put telegraph poles in ETS, and they did with ATS. Now I don't understand why, but I think it's something to do with how the map was made for ETS. But overall, if I have to be honest, if I had to drive a vanilla map between ATS and ETS, I would pick ATS, to be fair. I think another thing which I maybe want to do is I'm going to ask you all to write in the comments section which state you think is going to be the next state for ATS they put in, because we've already got California, Nevada and Arizona. Now I reckon personally the next state will probably end up being New Mexico. Texas I reckon is going to be a massive work in progress because of the sheer size of Texas. That in itself is a country all of its own. Texas is just a massive state, and to be fair, I think once they've done that, you could probably spend the rest of your ATS career just driving through Texas. Another thing, with us actually going into Arizona, we might actually get to see the one place that I have not actually seen yet, which is the Grand Canyon. And I want to see just how much they've changed the Grand Canyon, because that would just be amazing. I don't care if it even means that we've got to drop the trailer wherever we've got to drop it, and bobtail. I'll even do it. I'll even bobtail. Just to go and see the Grand Canyon, because the Grand Canyon's awesome. But I can say I really do like what SCS have done with this map. It already does seem to feel a lot bigger. A hell of a lot bigger. And you know what, I think when it comes down to playing the ATS, I think what I'm going to have to start doing is, now that they've made the map bigger, is I'm not just going to do the Dalton Highway. I think that I will probably end up having it so that between the Dalton Highway videos is that we have vanilla map as well, which would be really cool to do, because I know that there are some people that haven't got the computer capacity to be able to play the mods like the Dalton Highway map, coast to coast, etc., because of the sheer size of them. But we're definitely going to have a really good look at that. Well, we had an interstate sign on the main interstate. I haven't seen one on the side of this road yet. Ah, nice try, copper. And he's speeding. The speed limit just dropped to 55, and the copper's just overtook me and is leaving me. Standard copper, always above the law. There we go, we've got another one doing it now. And the other thing is, but without even looking, I know that there was a sign back there, I didn't exactly notice it, is that the moment that the speed limit dropped, you always know that you're in California. Because I believe that out of all of the American states, California has the lowest speed limits on main roads like this. On highways, interstates, etc. The speed limits, I believe, are the lowest. But whoa, just look at the view. They have done so much. Oh, that looked like redneck heaven along the right hand side there. That was pretty cool. But to be pretty damn honest, they have done so much to this map. It is just amazing. It has changed so much. And you see what I mean by the telegraph poles going down the side of the road. If you actually play the vanilla map on ETS, you will notice that there are no telegraph poles on the side of the road. You will notice that. Pro mods are the ones that have actually put them in on ETS. Right. Anyway, we are now currently rolling up to a rest stop. So, what we are going to do is going to turn it round ever so slightly. And we're going to leave it there for now. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a really good evening. And just remember to hit that like button, mash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you all later.